Dr. Derrell Peel, our livestock marketing specialist, joins us now. Derrell, we're in the second half of the year, hard to believe. What's your take on the cattle markets so far?
You know, the first half of this year we had a lot of challenges, and we knew that was going to be the case. So we've been working through large numbers of feedlot cattle that have been bumping up against feedlot capacity. That's really limited the fed cattle market. We've seen dramatic increases in feed costs this year, grain prices, which is continuing, and of course we've got drought issues that are continuing to be an issue for the industry as well.
Can we expect, do you think, improvements in the second half of the year?
Well, I do think overall that we will see some improvements in the second half of the year. We're working through the large cattle numbers for one thing, so the feedlot situation and the fed cattle market situation should improve a little bit. Grain prices are going to stay high, so we'll continue to deal with that. But from a feeder cattle perspective, if we can get the fed cattle market a little support, that will also help support the feeder cattle market. So, the drought is an ongoing thing. We're looking to see whether or not that's having both short and longer term impacts, and it's really not clear quite yet, but we'll watch that going forward. One of the keys is that demand has been really good through all of this, and that's helped us a lot.
What are the most important things for cattle producers to watch for the second half of the year?
You bet. We're going forward. The fed cattle market should improve. In fact, all of the cattle markets should improve in the second half of the year. So we're going to be watching for that. We haven't quite turned the corner yet, but I think we will here in just the next few weeks. We're keeping an eye on these high grain prices. We're going to be watching forage production and hay supplies. We're obviously watching the drought condition for the impacts that could have, even if you're not in a drought area. And so, going forward, as we go forward, we'll be watching the demand, the trade situation, all of those factors that we normally keep an eye on, but they all are generally headed in the right direction.
Speaking of trade, you have some new data that has been released. What's your analysis of the import-export situation?
Yeah, that's another factor that's improving as we go through the year. We're getting, and we expected this, we've sort of predicted that we would see improving beef exports this year, and beef exports are up for the year to date. Beef imports are down after going up a little bit during the supply chain disruptions last year. So that's providing some net support to the demand side, and when you combine that with our strong domestic demand, that's really helping support the wholesale and retail beef prices, and then that's going to help support cattle markets as we move into the last part of the year.
Okay, great information. Thanks a lot, Derrell. We'll see you next time.